came in for last month, we are number one. We just grabbed every key demographic. Super duper. All right.
Slow moving.
What?
Inattentive.
What?
Dull.
What?
Shows a lack of motivation.
What?
Constantly snacking.
This is funny because he's fat.
School has arranged for a lecture from a real live Native American.
Oh, meet him.
Hello, boys and girls. My name is David Running Horse Sawitsky, and I am 1/16th Cherokee Indian.
Does that mean we only have to pay 1/16th attention to you?
Culpepper looking and throwing as far as he can throw, it looks like. And the pass is caught by Moss. Touchdown. He is absolutely amazing.
Do not play with my balls.
Larry Bird doesn't do as much ball handling in one night as you do in an hour. Are you trying to start a fight? No, I'm simply stating a fact, that's all. You fidget with your nuts a lot.
You know what would make me happy? Got a couple balls and an extra set of fingers.
You think I'm too normal, too wholesome, too stable, down to earth, uncontroversial, goody two-shoes, too polite? Seriously?
Be happy. Enjoy.
People need to be entertained. They need distraction. I wish to God that somebody would do something to block out the voices in my head for 5 minutes. Voices that scream over and over. Why did they come to me to die? Why did they come to me to die?
Okay.
Tell me what, Wingy.
Good evening, good afternoon. This is Beer Belly Sports. Rocking on iTunes as well as SoundCloud. Soon to be iHeart and Spotify. So waiting on the notifications for sure. I'm Matt Geffrey. Joining with me today is, of course, Justin the Big Hoss Ekstrom. And, of course, the sports governor of Minnesota sports. It is Mr. Vince Wright. He's back.
What up, everyone?
Thank God he's back.
Yeah, we sucked last week.
We missed you.
Missed you guys as well. What is happening?
Oh, well, tell us, where were you last week for people who do not know?
I was closing on the house.
Yes.
We have officially moved. It is complete. Now we just got to get rid of all the boxes on the inside. But
Good luck.
Very stressful time has finally passed, so off and running back to Beer Belly Sports.
Yay!
Great state of Minnesota. What up?
And moving is so overrated. Just sucks.
It can be. It
my
really can
God.
be.
Opening boxes. Like, leave the boxes there. They work as another shelf, right? Just keep them
Your
there
kids can
forever.
use it as a fort.
Yeah, forts.
Not when they're 15.
Yeah, I suppose.
Whatever, Dad.
Well, you should be able to see. That means the 15-year-olds can help you move, right? How much was that?
You know, actually, my daughter did a great job.
Aww.
She did a phenomenal job. So, props to you, Sydney Wright.
Aww.
And that's about it. So, we are back. Happy to be back. What's going on, fellas?
Not much. Snow is starting to fall here on this November the 15th of 2018. So people who are listening to us, obviously not live, but people who are listening to us, thank you for listening. Of course, go to our Facebook page. That is Beer Belly Sports. That is the one with less likes, or least amount of likes, whatever English or grammar you want to use on that. Twitter is BBS_podcast. And Facebook, obviously, I'm on it constantly. It's like when I'm going to my next door and I see a sweet meme, I got to post it. I just have to.
I always forget, like, when I have multiple accounts or whatever, like, I'll post something that I'll be like, it'll be like a personal reply, and it'll be with, like, Beer Belly Sports or all the other, like, Horn Scolders or whatever I had before, and people will be like, oh, man, that's the funniest thing ever, and I'll never got any credit whatsoever.
That sounds right. That's. I'm sorry for your loss.
Oh, that's okay. I mean, it's fine. It's still. It's fine. I'm fine.
You fine? I'm good. I'm okay. It's okay. It's cool. It's cool. Cool.
About to go Michael Irvin on us.
Man.
Calm down, crack boy.
He looks quite a bit more composed this fine evening than he did last week.
We're checking him out on the pregame here, and a lot more composed than he was on First Take last week. But
why was he so just?
I don't know if it's an act for Dallas. I don't know if it's the cocaine.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
As Rick James said, rest in peace. Cocaine's a hell of a drug, and I don't know. I saw it on Facebook. I kind of woke up and was doing my normal job in the morning, and so I went back and actually DVR'd the replay of First Take, and I could not believe our boy Michael Irvin was tripping. Mike was tripping.
I thought he was supposed to be clean now. I thought he was supposed to be good to go.
I think every athlete says that they're clean, but...
And, we're having fun with it. Maybe he is, and it's just because it's Dallas.
He was just excited?
Riling up the fans, going against Stephen A. Smith. You know how it goes.
Yep.
So, but let's just hope that he's clean, and it was just kind of an act. But, man, it was something if you haven't seen it.
He was intense.
This is my time.
How dare you?
Wow, it's good. What are we going to talk about today?
Stuff. Like last week, little to nothing. No,
stuff sucks, but things are cool. Let's talk about things.
Things? Man. The things we are going to be talking about. Jimmy Butler has finally gone from Minnesota. I know what a weight bearing that was.
Jeez.
We're going to also talk about the Vikings we're going to preview the Vikings and Bears game, and who's the worst team in the NFL this year and why.
You mean other than the Raiders?
Well, there's that. I mean, there's a few other teams out there.
Okay.
I mean, you give out your reason why.
Okay.
It doesn't have to be a long book report reason why, but just a little bit.
Okay.
All right.
Because, this isn't school. School's for fools. Actually, stay in school. You need school.
Please. Yes, finish school. Do whatever you can. Listen to your teachers.
Yes, and teachers are really underappreciated. So teachers deserve a raise in every state. That's a different story for a different day, too. The Tide, like the cleaner, the stuff to clean your clothes. That stuff. Detergent. That stuff.
Wow, this is going to be a good show.
Again, reading was really hard last week. I had to read about a poop-shaped thing in the skies.
No, you actually did quite well last
week.
I thought your reading was much more improved than the time before, but it still was like...
Well, there's that.
It's bad air.
Yeah.
Well, that's why I'm not really in radio for, DJing, because I just go on in the store, and I'm like, I don't know what I'm reading.
What song are you? We're playing this song.
We're playing this song now. There's no lead to it. There's no bump. Just cut right to the song. Fuck it. We're going live. Pat's Blue Ribbon is on the, fall. Downward Spiral, I guess, or in a legal court battle, so we'll talk about that. Joe Mauer, is he a Hall of Famer? Some people say yes, some people say no. Depending...
Things that make you go,
Brr, that's different there, too. Once you see them all, it's all the same.
Seen what?
Stuff from women.
Yeah, wow.
Ooh, he went there.
Yeah, well...
Well, that was a very good sound.
That was a very good, bomb that fell.
That was Justin on the mic.
I didn't know what was happening there, but that was straight from the...
Congratulations.
I didn't know what it is.
Can you do anything else?
No, that's it.
What about voices? I mean, not the ones in your head, but the impersonations.
Farley, maybe, sometimes.
Let's hear it.
Tommy likey. Tommy want wingy.
Close.
All right.
And I stroke it and I pet it and you're naughty. You're not. Oh, I killed my seal.
That was good.
That was way better than the first one.
It
takes a little.
Almost a walk-off.
Usually I got to be drinking.
Warm into it, yeah.
Usually I got to be drinking.
Exactly.
Well, you could be drinking.
Yeah, I could be.
But there's snow outside. You got
snow outside.
Safety first.
Yes.
I mean, let's be real.
Oh, Richard.
Quit being a Richard. Warriors' new ticket plan for their arena, and I'm concerned in some areas. There's a new Toy Story that is going to be coming out in 2019. We'll do a quick thing on that one and kind of recap the ones from before. It'll be quick. We're going to play a game called Salesman. And we played this game before on Beer Belly Sports, and it's an ultimate fun game. So make sure you stay tuned and listen to that, or just fast forward to that, whatever you want to do. But I'm not telling you when it's going to happen.
Yeah,
so
apparently somebody's already had some of that PBR.
Yeah, just scrub through.
And done. So yeah, there's quite a few things we want to talk about. Boys, it's up to you. What do you want to start out with?
Let's
first?
start with the PBR.
PBR. All right.
Let's
go
start
with PBR.
here. Okay, so
Good
now
start.
what's going on here? Because
So Pat's Blue Ribbon, it is in a financial battle with Miller, and they are having issues. And for the I like PBR. It's a good drink, especially for softball.
Yeah.
It's cheap.
well,
It used to be cheap. It's not as cheap as it used to be.
Well, when you work for a distributor, it's
I've always
kinda
liked
cheap.
a nice cold PBR. I'm not. I respect the craft beer movement, but
Okay.
a lot of those heavy, hoppier beers just aren't for me. So I like something a little lighter, a little something that's going to sit on the stomach.
Correct, me too.
A grain belt, grain belt Northeast, a PBR,
Northeast is good.
nice ice cold PBR. I've always been down with.
Oh, okay.
I don't buy it all the time, but every once in a while I'll pick up a sixer, as us old people used to say back in the day.
They still sell those?
Easy.
How old are you?
I will be 50 in 2 months.
No shit.
Yeah, I can't believe that, man. You look way better than 50.
Thank you, sir.
You look
Aw.
good.
But seriously though, I like PBR, and I hope they find a way to kind of work this out. I hope it doesn't go away.
That'd be dumb.
PBR me ASAP back in those the commercial did. I love PBR, so keep it around, people.
Keep it around, especially up in this area.
But we have so many beer snobs.
We do.
nowadays that that's almost like drinking
damn
a Schlitz
millennials.
or something.
Isn't it weird how, the economy just took a total nosedive, but yet, craft breweries and shit like that, people are like, oh, I'm only going to drink a little bit, so I may as well drink a $15 six-pack.
And
Makes sense.
The thing is, I grew up back in my day.
Well, let me tell you what.
Let me tell you something here.
With your cane.
The craft
what
beers
was it
were
Tell
Line
us,
and
Dad.
Cool. Yeah. Well, the craft beers were called Line and Cool and Rolling Rock. And
Oh, Jesus.
can you imagine that? But
Old Milwaukee.
God, just now that old Milwaukee, Blatz. And there's a plethora of other ones that are just, rank, vile shit, for lack of a better term.
Red Dog. You ever had Red Dog?
Yes, nasty.
Hardcore pass.
I remember in high school, we bought it was a case called, I think Fox Beer technically was what it was called, but it looked like generic. All it said on the case was beer.
Oh, well.
And it was a case of beer for literally $6.
Well, it's better than them saying beer-like substance.
I guess. But, hey, when you're in high school, you take what you get.
Yes.
True. You get what
Not
you
that
want.
we advocate drinking in high school.
Right.
Was that a wink?
They can't see that. We're on the radio.
As the sports governor, now come on, I can't go that way.
Right.
What do you do at tailgates?
Yeah, well, tailgates, everybody's of age.
We're all friends.
Yeah.
Both these guys are having seizures or something. They're
We're trans fuck shit.
little winky stuff.
But beer nowadays, it's funny as you go into any liquor store and everybody's buying all their favorite craft beers, and it's just funny that Matt's here and he's got a Miller Lite shirt on. Nobody buys Miller. I mean, actually, some people do buy Miller Lite, but the old Miller products, regular Budweisers. I saw Budweiser has a whole new line of beers now that's more craft inspired. And
you don't see MGDs anymore. That's the original Miller. You don't see those
black point.
Yeah, you don't see them very
Miller
much anymore.
Genuine Draft. I like regular Miller. I mean, if we're kind of talking this throwback here, the champagne of beers.
Miller, just High Life.
Miller High Life.
Yeah,
oh boy.
I thought
you got to drink
stuff was
that.
pretty
You got to
tasty.
drink that quick, otherwise it gets skunky.
I think that's a lot of
It usually
beers.
goes down
true,
quick because, again, one of those ice cold beers, just good in the summertime.
Yeah.
And so Let me ask you guys this, because me and my boys were talking about this past summer.
Okay.
When someone saw me drinking a particular brand of beer that I'll bring up here in a second. Do you guys have a favorite beer, a favorite, for lack of a better term, a girly beer? A beer that, guys that you would normally not think of you guys drinking. Now,
were you around your other friends?
I was. And for me, at the tailgate, in the summer, very hot, but I love an ice-cold Bud Light Lime. Yeah. But I'm sorry, I just like the taste of lime in it. It goes down good. It's a good light beer. My opinion. But no. Calm down, man.
I don't consider that like that girly, really. I mean, it is that what people consider a girly beer? Is Bud Light
that's what
Lime?
a couple of my boys thought of.
Really?
They're like, wow, dude.
I see just a lot of people, like normal people, just drink.
Well, I mean, people are throwing limes in all their beers, and
true.
I don't know.
I mean, I don't drink a lot of beers.
But what may be a beer you like that nobody?
Now you feel bad bringing out in front of the boys.
or that too. Yeah,
it's hard because I usually just stick with Miller, like Miller Lite, or I go right to Crown.
I see a lot of those. What are those White Claws now? A lot of those things. It's like a seltzer.
It's a seltzer. It's
my
a
wife
seltzer
loves
drink.
those.
Yeah.
Things,
It's the ultimate.
Good with the ladies.
The ladies love them.
I have buddies that drink that stuff.
It is,
and that's a lake type thing that I drank a little bit this week. You went
to
the
lake this week?
Yeah, I was out there.
It's pretty cold.
But if I'm with my boys from Malacca and I bring out like a White Claw or something, I'm getting shot.
Yeah,
like something bad's happening, man. Like I better have a BL smoothie or regular, just like something, even if it's just Miller, not Miller Lite, but
hold up,
but
support the brand.
Yeah, I know. I love Burnix. I love Miller Lite products. I'm just not a big fan of Miller Lite. Anyway,
what's your favorite light beer?
Coors Light. Miller Coors.
Silver Bullet.
Yeah, not up here.
Yeah.
That's cool. If you can find it. And again, because I'm over in Woodbury, so close to that Wisconsin
You don't have
border.
Coors Light over there?
No.
You don't have Spotted Cow over there? You're pretty close to the border.
Spotted Cow. I think that is good.
Yeah. Liney's Light.
Liney's Light. I should see if we have Liney's Light.
Very, very good stuff.
See, my favorite beer is a little darker beer anyway. My favorite beer is Fat Tire. Just regular Fat Tire.
That's not bad.
I love that stuff, man. Like, but you're not going to go out and drink a 12-pack of it.
Yeah, exactly. Like for me, if we're getting into kind of the craft breweries, and I like a lot of the stuff, but my favorite has tended to be Lift Bridge's Farm Girl.
Yeah, that stuff's
not bad.
Yeah, I love that Farm Girl that they do over there.
I told I have a lot of Wisconsin friends, and I love telling them you're like. I always tell them Spotted Cow sucks.
Oh man, those are fighting words, man.
Bush sucks.
Yeah.
I'm a Liney's guy to the end when it comes to our neighbors to the east, though. I've always loved Lining Kugels and, from Bach on down, and we talked about all kind of the flavored shandies.
Yeah, my wife likes that summer shandy.
That's everybody's favorite.
I can't get into that. I don't know.
But
it's okay if you're in a pinch.
I was a big fan of their red ale. And again, a lot of these you got to go over on the Wisconsin side to actually purchase, but the red ale is really good. And Oktoberfest is one of my favorites.
Oktoberfest is decent.
I like the original like Sam Adams Oktoberfest.
Okay,
that stuff to me is the best. And I didn't mind Shell's until I went down there for Oktoberfest. Shell's Brewery in Minnesota. I went down there, and then I don't know, for some reason when I was growing up I liked it. But when I went down there and was drinking, I was like, yeah.
Well, it's Oktoberfest.
Yeah, well, all right. But I like Oktoberfest. That's some of my favorite beer.
Good times.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get music ready. And I have one headphone out or one earpiece out because I'm trying to listen for the door for food.
Yeah, we like food.
Well, food. What's that?
I parked in front of your garage today.
That's fine. That's fine. No one's going to be here for a while anyways. Because Cassie want to go to her mom's and want to spend time with them, and I try to avoid my family, so
Like I said last week, it's nice to know.
I'm sorry. I did not mean to bring that up
It's
so
nice
many times.
It's nice that you know who your real family is. That's
Stop
good.
it. God, you make me feel like an ass. And then,
All right, back to sports.
Yeah, you dick. This is literally what we talked about.
It's like the Dr. Laura show.
We literally talked about like this kind of shit all last week. We talked
was
about
only an
sports.
hour, so it wasn't that bad.
So
PBR.
keep the PBR around. How about Jimmy Butler?
Jimmy
He's
Butler.
gone.
Thank God.
He gone.
Who do we get for him?
Some names that I can't pronounce, guys I've never heard of because I don't.
You don't watch basketball, so that doesn't matter.
No,
for
so
you.
this is where I hit myself on the head with a tack hammer, and you guys go on with your business.
That was literally him hitting his microphone in his head.
I accidentally hit my
the good side
my
of your brain.
headphones. Yeah, like good side of my brain. Is there one of those?
The one that worked.
And one that has less mush in it.
Well, quit hurting yourself at night.
Yeah, they got three guys, right? And
Campbell and
Drogic or Drugic or
I don't know. I don't really watch.
Well,
they got Ivan Drago.
Here's the thing. In the end, are they going to make the playoffs?
At the beginning of the year, I said no because I was really concerned about Jimmy Butler being a disaster for this team and bringing him down.
Cancer.
Yeah, so I said no at the beginning of the year. This year, they could be the 5th seed. I don't
really.
Possibly. I mean, they showed it last year that they could do it.
You know, you talk about the West, outside of obviously Golden State. I mean, obviously Carmelo now is on the block. It
Again.
sounds like, yeah. So, I mean, you know, here we are. The West
New
isn't
kids
really
on the block.
impressive outside of Golden State. So, you know, hey, maybe
I heard
a
that team's
5th,
pretty
4th
good.
seed, maybe with a little luck.
I heard that team's pretty good. Is Golden State pretty good? And the Lakers? No, Lakers have kind of been meh.
Yeah, even with LeBron, I don't know, man. They every time I see it, it seems like they're losing. So I'm not even sure their record.
Well, that sucks. Like I said, I don't watch too much basketball. I keep in touch with the Timberwolves. Oh, speaking of that, they're going to do the Prince night, right?
Right,
Is that happening
Friday.
tomorrow for us, technically, on this 15th of November? What do you guys think about the uniforms?
Well, you know, I think originally I was like, they're pink.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, hey, everybody loves them. Who am I to get in the way to ruin a good time? And so a lot of people want to buy them. So I'm sure when they are made available for purchase, they'll be selling like hotcakes.
I'm pretty sure they will.
And, you know, it's Prince, so, you know.
I mean, I didn't grow up with Prince, so I mean,
I can definitely relate to that.
Okay,
but-
I can. You're in that era where he was like the elite.
Yeah, we talked about this a little bit that first week, but I mean, it's just like because you kind of met him somewhat. Didn't you?
I actually did meet him one night.
Humble brag.
And you know, with Prince, he always talked about Minnesota wherever he was, and I think that's the difference. You know, most famous musicians out of the state, Prince and Bob Dylan. I think it's safe to say, correct?
Yeah.
And you know, personally, I'm not a big Bob Dylan dude. I respect the hell out of what he has done with his career. He is a legend, and you know everything that goes along with it. But I don't know. I mean, he may have talked about his upbringing in Duluth and being on the range, but you know, you don't hear stories about Bob Dylan talking about being from Minnesota and what it means to him and everything. And it was the reverse with Prince, and I think that's why. You know, you see these types of things now that he's passed away. You know, the Super Bowl and Timberlake. You know, just everybody who seems to kind of come in town has to do their little Prince homage and their version of Purple Rain or whatever it is. And I think that's the thing. Prince always repped Minnesota. And
in a very good way.
In a very good way. And if you know, and I grew up with a lot of people that didn't necessarily care for his music either. So, but they always respected him because wherever he was, he talked about being from Minnesota, what it meant from him, you know, whatever. Repping, you know, some Twins gear, whatever on stage, whatever it was. So
anytime you saw him in like the press box or whatever, he'd always be like,
and he was a big sports fan too, and then that was the thing, you know. I mean, he was a musical icon, so he can't just go any and everywhere, but. You know, he'd pop into games, and you know, he'd be at hockey games, and
be at the Vikings game, and anytime.
That was, and that's funny. That was the only blemish on Prince's career when he came out with that Viking song a few years ago when we were on that playoff run, and we went south right after that. I don't think I have ever heard, and I didn't think Prince was capable of doing something like that. It was not good.
No, it was not.
It was horrible, and it was bad. But I think that's why, to this day, we get things like tomorrow night with the Timberwolves. Prince jerseys, Prince Night. The Twins did that for the second year in a row.
Really
this
good
past season. So
I like that kind of stuff.
Yeah, see, I like those little tributes and stuff, like what the NBA is doing with the city jerseys. That's kind of cool. But I mean, it doesn't really show the city of Minneapolis. It's just purple because of Prince, and has like a Prince type number. Like, how does that show like the cool background of the city or anything? They're definitely not by far the worst ones I've seen.
Yeah.
Out of it, there's some of the. I don't know if there's a few of them. I can't remember which ones. Like, I think the Bucks one is just awful.
Oh, I haven't even seen
awful.
That one. So you wanted just kind of a different makeup of the jersey with maybe some with the skyline.
Yeah, something with the
that
skyline.
Old Denver Nuggets type of.
Almost something like that. But I mean, a lot of them were kind of
Mall America.
No, nothing like that. But I mean, there was one thing that people are gonna recognize the most is the purple, and then like the Prince type, the Prince-esque numbers, so to speak.
Right.
So I mean, I guess it's the most marketable. Obviously, they're just
that is the thing too. Is you're selling them to men and women, I guess, and it's got to be marketable. But I don't know. I've kind of come around on it. I wasn't a big fan at first, but whatever. Let's just have some fun with it, and hopefully they win tomorrow.
True.
I'm just glad they're not the worst ones because you see the whole slate of them. I'm just glad they're not the worst.
True. All right, when we come right back, we will have more discussions. We only went to 2 topics. We still have a whole bunch left to go. Well, try to get through enough. You listen to Beer Belly Sports.
Don't you have some kind of a line that you keep open for emergencies or for celebrities? I'm both. I'm a celebrity in an emergency. Can you patch me through on that line, please?
Semi-pro of sports radio, Beer Belly Sports.
What's this I found under your bed? The only Engels you're going to read is Laura Ingalls Wilder.
If you think your child might be a red, here are some warning signs. They read complicated literature and have concern for their fellow man. They even like to share. Tell your kids if someone approaches them with pamphlets about recycling, an invitation to a labor rally, or showing any doubts about the fairness of our system, then they should find a teacher or a policeman immediately.
You can find Beer Belly Sports on Twitter at BBS_podcast.
That's love about small towns. We're a little bit touchy about our property, and we ain't shy about it either. You ever try to tell somebody what to do from a small town if you happen to be standing in their yard? That does not work out good at all. Go, well, hey, man, I live next door. Y'all's music's really loud. I just need you to turn it down a little bit. Whoa. What'd you say? Oh, hell no. No. I got this. No, listen. You listen to me. This is my house. I can do what I want over here, buddy. This is private property. I own everything over here, including the sound waves. How you like that, apples? Crank it up, Randy. God forbid you call the cops on them, man. You call the cops on those dudes for the next 2 hours. This is all you're going to hear. It's my house. He can't tell me what to do in my house. If I want to keep a bobcat in my coat closet, I'm going to do that. If I want to use a flamethrower to light my garbage on fire, I'm going to do that. It's my house. I know the law. That's what happens when we get arrested. We all turn into amateur lawyers. You can't come in here without a search warrant. It's in the Constitution, man. 44th Amendment says I have the right to do whatever the hell I want in my house. All right? You see, I'm the speaker of this house, and you don't get a vote. And I know my Miranda rights. I know them. Hey, I have a right to remain silent. Yes, I also have a right to tell you to kiss my ass. I know the law. My daddy is a bailiff.
One of the best podcasts in the world. Kind of. It's just another half-ass Beer Belly Sports Show. Beer Belly Sports Show, get it while it's hot. Beer Belly Sports Show, well, it's kind of not. Beer Belly Sports Show, I'm making this up. Beer Belly Sports Show, and song ends now.
What about Beer Belly Sports? Little James Brown for you. The payback.
I'm mad. The big payback. Got to get back. I need something.
I had some just great bangers.
Love James Brown.
Yeah?
Love JB.
Yeah, there's some good songs out there. Speaking of, I guess want to call payback. I keep looking on my computer like I have topics up, but I have nothing up on that side. So I keep looking and scroll, but there's nothing there. Topics for us that we are going to be talking about. We're going to talk about the Minnesota Vikings.
Yes.
They got flex over to this Sunday night against the Bears. The Bears are a good team. They're better than what they have been the past few years, don't you think?
They're favored. Bears are favored.
Are they favored?
Mitch Trubisky, baby.
Watch out for that boy.
He's been tossing some nice rocks around, and all of a sudden, a team like the Bears, those young up-and-comers, every game now they're gaining a little bit more confidence and feeling good about themselves.
2.5 points, by the way, that the Bears are favored.
It hasn't moved. It stayed at 2.5 the whole time, I think. So.
Okay.
But, if you're a Bears fan, you got to feel good about where you are. You're on top of the division. If somebody told you that at the beginning of the year, that halfway through the year your team was going to be on top, you would have took that hands down.
I think these are two really surprising teams in different aspects.
Yeah.
Because I thought the Vikings were going to be a little bit better at this time, and I thought the Bears were going to be a little bit worse. I was kind of high on the Bears. I don't know if you remember at the beginning of the year, I was fairly high on them. I was thinking 7-9, 8-8. But that was before Khalil Mack.
Right.
And which you can't talk enough about that guy.
The offense that's kind of amped it up here for them, and which is now the word thing because we need a good, solid Vikings defense to show up.
Yeah.
But
Healthy.
Khalil is obviously he's a great player, but for me it's been the elevation of the quarterback for them.
Okay.
The receivers getting open, and quite honestly they have been very open on some plays here. So I am very interested to see what our purple can do.
I hope so.
And yeah, me too. Obviously to shut them down, because if the Vikings lose this game, it's
is it almost the end?
No, I don't think it's the end. I think it can bounce back, but
maybe in terms of division title, it puts us in a very precarious spot.
Here is the rest of the schedule for the Vikings. They're at the Bears. They're in Chicago this week. At home against the Packers. At New England.
Tough.
At Seattle.
Tough.
Home against the Dolphins. Should beat them.
It should beat them.
At Detroit, which always weird.
Always weird games.
Weird.
Right. Always weird games at Ford Field.
And then at home against the Bears to finish out the season.
It's much tougher than the Bears slate. That's why I think it's
who do the Bears have?
It's imperative that the Vikings win this game if they want to win the division.
And I'm glad that they don't have to finish that last game outside in Chicago too on the lake.
Yeah.
So that's
true.
Thank you for the scheduling there, NFL.
Here's the Bears schedule. Obviously against the Vikings at home.
Tough.
At Detroit.
Not as tough.
No, it could be. Man, it all depends. If you keep Stafford up,
that's Thanksgiving too on a short week.
Right.
So you got to say that. It's a short week. They got the Sunday night game, then they got the Thursday noon game, or 11. It's 11 a.m. I think.
11:30.
Let's just say anything can happen there.
Yep.
Yeah.
At the Giants. I mean, you should.
Well, the Giants are getting a little better now that they realize that OBJ's on their freaking team. Like, hey, we got this guy.
The ball, please.
Hey, we should throw him the ball.
At home against the Rams. That's a tough one.
That one's very hard.
Very tough game there, of course.
At home against the Packers.
That's tough. I mean, they already lost the Packers once.
That's a rivalry game.
And then at San Francisco. Should beat them.
Should beat them.
Yeah.
Then at, obviously, Minnesota at the end of the year. So,
man, see, like
another tough run.
I think this is big. It's much bigger for the Vikings, which is scary because you can't put that much pressure on yourselves. But it's that much bigger for the Vikings because what's their percentage of winning the division if they lose this game?
I think
10%?
It's it goes down a lot, and that's what I was alluding to because that's why this game is very important. Got to win. In terms of any division crown hopes and in terms of that playoff positioning, this is a big one. And it could also do a lot for the psyche, too. If they can go down and, beat the monsters of the Midway and then get a decent win out of there coming back. The Patriots, they're the Patriots, I get it, but, they've had moments this season where they haven't looked like anything resembling, the Patriots. So
their offensive line is much worse than what I remember it being.
But that is a gettable game out there in Boston. We'll see. I think the Vikings have a decent shot in that game if they win this game and continue the upward trajectory.
I think so, too. I think the Vikings have a harder road compared to the Bears because, like I said, you're at New England, you're at Seattle. I mean, Seattle's not the same defense like it used to be,
right?
But you still have Russell Wilson. You still have decent receivers out there. So that's going to be pretty tough.
We're about to get a little preview of that, too. But,
true.
Seattle has been up and down, and, this is going to be – and this is a critical game for the team we love to hate here as well. I mean, think of the Packers. They got to win this game. I mean, they're 4-5-1. And if they go to 4-6-1, I mean,
I'll be right.
And obviously we hope they do. Not that I'm trying to, give them any luck here, but this division has just been a very kind of odd, weird division this year, in my opinion. And Green Bay can literally be out of it with a loss tonight.
Which
I'm fine with
that. We're okay with that. We're all
totally.
okay
Let's do this, Seattle.
I think I'm the only one that's on the Lions bandwagon. I mean,
right.
I support the Lions.
Well, how? How do you support them? Do you go to their games all the time or something? Or?
Yeah, from a distance.
Oh, okay.
From a TV.
From
like usually right about here. I'm usually laying across there, and
while you're chopping deer's legs, you watch the Lions.
Well, that sucks.
Vince probably missed that last week talking about you chopping up deer's legs.
Well, because Cassie's parents said, like, do you want to come help?
Somebody got a buck.
More than just one.
Nice.
It was like 20, 30 deer I had to go out and help out.
There you go.
And that sucked. I had to cut antlers off and legs, and all I want to do is watch the game, and my phone's all watching, everybody else is watching it, but I can't watch. I can't even hear it. So that was when they played the Lions, and the Vikings played the Lions, and they gave them
Yulee sausage here in Seattle, speaking of deer and whatnot.
Oh, I love sausage.
You know what?
So does that guy.
Yeah,
apparently.
He has a sick stash.
When I think of a guy that loves sausage, not like in the gross, kind, I think of Mike Holmgren for some reason. I think of if you were to sell like Sheboygan sausages or something.
He'd be the guy. He's the spokesman.
Hey, over in Sheboygan.
Come on down, Sheboygan.
Oh, and by the way, what do we think, Adam Thielen? No record.
Yeah,
that was crushing. We didn't talk about that last week.
I don't think it was crushing. It was just kind of the way the game was going.
Yeah.
They were running. Their run game was lights out. So
obviously, you like to see things like that continue. I didn't have a problem with it just because, like you said, the way the game went. But since I wasn't here last week, I just wanted to bring that up real quick because I wanted to get your guys' quick 2 cents on that.
Makes sense.
But, wow, Vikings. I think the Vikings find a way to eke it out this week.
I agree.
In Chicago. I think the defense is going to rise up like they did, 10 sacks. I'm not saying 10 sacks. But I think the Vikings are starting to feel it. It's starting to click a little bit. And I think that they find a way to maybe come out of this with like a 6-point victory, a 26-21, 28-20, somewhere in there maybe.
I predicted the other day on Larry B's show, 3 and Out, I went a little high. It was 29-27.
Ooh.
It's a little high, but it's probably going to be more like 19-17.
I think the over and under was a 44 something.
Yeah, 44. I win. I don't know. I got into the mood a little bit. I was like, oh, yeah, these offenses are really good. And it said 29-27 and just kind of like froze. Just did the...
Okay, Tommy boy.
Yeah.
Right. Actually,
Tell you why I suck at picking games.
That'd be a good segment.
Yeah.
Why Justin sucks at picking games or why he lost so much money on FanDuel.
All right. I actually am doing okay this year, believe it or not.
Knock on wood.
Yeah. Even though I'm wrong a lot.
You're going with what your wallet says, not with your heart.
Right. Yeah.
I'm actually going to go with the Bears because Minnesota always has problems at Soldier Field.
They do.
After a bye into Soldier Field, it just brings back nightmares.
Yeah. What was it? 2-3 years ago, I was at B-Dubs, and on a weird fluke play that the tight end got for the Bears.
Yeah. You don't need to bring that up. You don't need to bring any of that up.
I love bringing up old Viking stuff to him. Like I say 09. I say 98.
No, just quiet. Quiet man.
But no, that's a valid point. Weird things happen in Soldier Field, and even though I do think the Vikings are going to win this game, obviously you can see it going the other way, and the Bears are feeling themselves now too. I mean, like I said, they're getting more confident. It's always a tough game to play in terms of being in front of the Bears crowd down there. So this crowd's going to be amped. Now, granted, there'll be a lot of Vikings fans there because everybody goes to Chicago. It's a quick hour flight or a quick drive down.
Was it about 6.5 hour drive?
Yeah, yep.
So there's going to be
very well, especially the towns like Chicago. Big city, obviously lots to do. So you're going to have a lot of Vikings fans, and a lot of Minnesota people that actually live there now. So
Makes sense.
It's going to be loud at times for our purple, but I think our defense can find the way.
I think so too. I do think the Bears are going to win, but I think it'll be a really close game though.
What's your predicted score, Geoffrey?
Let's go with 13-10.
13-10.
I think
that would be fun.
I think a defensive battle.
Okay.
23
on
points.
The gridiron at Soldier Field.
I don't think it's going to be. I guess the wind is going to be a problem from what the early indicators say. Like gusts of 20-some miles an hour, but that's pretty normal there.
Yeah, this time of year.
So let's move over. Let's talk about Joe Mauer. Joe Mauer was recently... He called it quits, retired. I grew up watching him and Puckett and a couple other guys like Cuddy, Morneau. I grew up watching those guys. That's who I loved. And I'm not going to lie, when Mauer did his retirement speech, I almost cried.
It was close, man. It was one of those apple in the throat deals. It was
really? No, I'm joking.
No. I'm like, man, you have no soul.
No soul.
Sold it for a Skittles.
You know what? Exactly.
I like Skittles.
Now, we love Joe. We love Joe. As I put on the Sports Done Right page and what I talked about in a couple of tweets, and now think about this. I think the American League started in 1900 or whatever it was. There's only been one catcher that's won a batting title, let alone 3.
Yeah.
Only one. I think one catcher did it in the other league, but think about that. I mean, since 1900, 1899, whatever it's been. And, God forbid if he didn't get the concussions, probably still be around for a couple more years and probably be able to get those 3,000 hits that we all thought were
as a catcher, which would have been phenomenal.
If he stayed as a catcher, it's not even a question. Like, he's a Hall of Famer.
Yep.
If he stayed at catcher. It's just, I think everyone, it's so weird to me with him. Like, you have most of the time, polarizing players are guys that are like high ego, are high. He's polarizing in such a weird, different way.
Well, because once he got the money, Justin, people wanted to see that person you just described, that rah-rah, in your face, this is my team, damn it, jump on my back, I'm lead, Kirby Puckett, whatever. And Joe's not that dude.
He never wavered, though.
He is wavered. Exactly who he is, and I think for me personally, I came to terms with that a few years ago and realized, hey, he's not going to be that rah-rah guy. He's not going to be the 30, 35 home run hitter. We get that, especially after being injured with the concussions. But he is a phenomenal baseball player. You go back to him, being all-state in football, basketball,
He only struck out once in high school.
Yeah, I mean, just little legendary things like that. I mean, turned down the Florida State scholarship.
Yep.
He was, after Chris Winkie. He was. He would have been a phenomenal Florida State quarterback in the long line of. At that time when Florida State was just quarterback U.
They were badass.
I'm around on Joe Mauer. Yeah, we gave him a lot of money, but he deserved it. It didn't necessarily work out the way we wanted, but
I also think it's the Polads as well who did not help shell out any money.
I don't know, man. But
you pick up scrubs again like Phil Hughes.
Well, before we have that discussion, is he a Hall of Famer?
I can go. We don't have a lot of time for other things.
No. I was just going to say, I think he is.
Oh, MLB Hall of Fame?
In my opinion, I think he is.
Okay.
Now, will he get there? I think it is going to be a long, perilous kind of journey for him because of his demeanor, because of where he played. No, not at all. Not at all.
I agree. I think he's not a first-round ballot. I think he eventually will get in. But, I mean, if he retired like the stats he has now, retired 15, 20 years ago, he would be
maybe not.
15, 20 years ago.
Because I was just going to say, the stats are what they are today. Obviously being older, where I come from the era where you had to have, at least the 500 home runs, the 3,000 hits and all that stuff.
The purist type.
Exactly, but the game has changed, so now you don't necessarily need those types of numbers. And I think if you get good educated baseball people in there to look at his whole body of work, I think he will eventually get in, but no, not on the first ballot.
Okay.
It's so much harder to get in if you're not a first ballot Hall of Famer, though. That's the problem, I think. Like, either you get on the first ballot or you got to wait 5, 6,
Veterans Committee,
7,
possibly.
Yeah, that's what I think he might land, though. Because look at Burt Blyleven. He was, like, on the very last.
Yeah. And Burt and he won rings. I mean, now I'm older than you guys. I love Burt when he's with the 79 Pittsburgh Pirates. We are family. Old. Exactly. Dave
Parker. -2.
Willie Stargell. But he had his first go-around with the Twins. He goes to the Pirates. He's part of a legendary team that wins a World Series, comes back, wins another ring with us. And Joe doesn't have championships. And like you're saying, I think it's just going to take forever to get him in, Justin.
I think he does, though. I do too. I think it's borderline for me whether or not he's worth it. Like, I mean, as far as, like, Minnesota Twins Hall of Fame,
Oh, like, well, that goes.
I think he gets that.
Oh, guy, he'll have that next year. That's easy.
They'll dedicate a night to him.
Exactly.
You just start. Well, they will.
Oh, they will.
Oh, you gotcha. Yeah. And by the way, congratulations. He had a baby boy today.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah. Finally, he get a boy.
Yeah.
Well, finally, didn't he? How many girls?
The twins. Yeah. So you weren't expecting 2 right.
True. There's that.
But congratulations to the Mauer family. But yeah, he'll get in.
I think so too. I think he's worth it. I'm not like dead set that he has to be in there, that he needs to be in there. But I think he deserves it.
Right.
I agree. I did have. Where in the hell my music? There it is. That's what I wanted. Actually, lied. This is what I wanted. Express yourself. About the best impression I could probably do out of that one. When we come back, we are going to be doing a game. And what the hell are the Golden State Warriors doing with their new ticket plan? We're going to be talking about that next. Listen to Beer Belly Sports.
From nobody else. All you got to do now.
It's the best dream I've ever had! Everybody pee on the floor! Who's with me?
You're listening to Beer Belly Sports.
Good evening. Sorry I can't be with you in person, but as part of my bankruptcy agreement with the British courts, I had to perform at the grand opening of the new Kinko's on Stratford. It was really quite lovely. But tonight I'd like to pay homage to a great American legend who's left us all too soon. Goodbye, Dan Marino. You were the greatest passing quarterback in the history of the NFL. Even when you lost, the Miami Dolphins scored a lot of touchdowns, 'cause you consistently hit the open receiver. And it seems to me you lived your life like a candle in the wind, never knowing who to throw to when the blitz came in. And I would have loved to seen you win the Super Bowl. Your bad knees burned out long before your shoulder ever did. Your bad knees burned out long before your shoulder ever did. They miss you down.
At Bravado, we're holding on to the dream. That dream is luxury, and a gas-guzzling luxury car created in a nation that's 95% condemned. We haven't forgotten what America wants. A car that's massively overpowered, has fold-down seats for BJs on the way home from work, and cruise control so you can text while driving back from the bar. Bravado. United we stand. Together we fall.
It's just some guys talking about sports and other crap and how cool they think they are. Here's Geoffrey, Vince Wright, and the big boss hoss, Justin Esper.
Welcome back to Beer Belly Sports. Steely Dan for you.
Love Steely Dan.
Good shit right there. Reel it into years.
Reeling into years.
So
we got to party with Josie sometime.
Do we? All right. I was worried about the song was so like you reel it into years. Or you say reel it into tears? Is that the part of there?
I think some people.
Is here. We'll play this part for you.
Stowing away the time. Are you gathering up the tea?
Say tea?
Have you had enough of mine? Are you reeling in the years?
It feels like he's saying tea. Or tears. Or yeast.
It looks like reeling in the yeast.
Yeah, that's what I think so too. In that era.
A barley gatherer.
Well, there's that.
Making some beer.
Beer belly.
That's how we roll. So Steely Dan for you here on Beer Belly Sports.
Steely Dan. So, the greatest way to find a name for a band ever.
Yeah, true. So let's talk about the Golden State Warriors. They're going to do a new ticket plan, and it's all about we're going to ask for people to spend $200 of their own money to come in and not get in Oracle Arena itself. You could be on the outside at of the plaza, I think area. There's a little plaza
concourse.
Not like the old Metrodome, like
that's a shit
horrible.
Course. Yeah.
that was bad. But so you can get in the Oracle facility, I guess, but you can't be inside the arena itself.
So you can't actually watch the game.
You can't watch it, you can't hear it, but you can go to the bars there and watch it.
Kind of get the atmosphere. I mean, obviously you'll hear the crowd and everything. And
I don't know. I don't know if I would like that.
Some Twins games, I wouldn't mind that, where you're just kind of hanging out at one of the bars. Yeah.
But from, at Target Field, you can see the field from most of those bars. I mean, so that kind of defeats the purpose.
You're right.
Yeah, this is tough, my homies.
But $200 a month just to pay for overpriced beer and food. And
so this is strictly admittance. I mean, there's no hey, we'll give you one free beer a night.
I highly doubt it.
I don't think so.
Jeez, and they're getting ready to move into a new arena over on the San Francisco side next year. So I wonder if that's going to continue.
So do you think this would work?
I think with Oracle Arena, and I have not been to Oracle. I've been by it a couple times when I've been out in the Bay Area, so I can't speak on what it's like inside. However, if you check out their new arena that's going to be over on Frisco's side of the bay, I think it may work because these new arenas, this is what they have down in Orlando. They have a couple of spots that are basically nightclubs in the arena, and I think if you have a cool setting, if they can make it a little fun for you, where okay, look, you're not seeing the game live, but obviously you're watching it here. Well, I think it can work in some places.
There's probably about 2 or 3 teams in the NBA right now that it would work for. Yeah. And the Warriors is one of them.
Yes. Yeah, by far.
I just wonder how many dumb people are going to be who would actually pay $200 a month of your own money. Like, I can see, like, let's say you're married and stuff, and you'd be like, honey, I want to go to the game. Oh, okay.
Can we pull up Oracle Arena? I mean, I know you're at the head of the computer system there, my friend. Do they have like a couple cool bars right now? I mean, I imagine they got to have something in there that would just make this, at the very least, somewhat thinkable for me to do. Or
it's got to be some kind of party deal. You guarantee like a clubbing deal. How much does it cost to get into a club out there anyway? So, I mean, if it's $200 a month, do you get
it's just like a big cover charge?
Yeah, it's just a gigantic cover charge.
And that's why I was curious as to what they're dealing with inside the arena.
Yeah.
What kind of, is it a club? Is it a really funky bar that it's like, wow, yeah, I'd love to come here and at least, hang out and be somewhat close to the action.
The more you talk about it, the more I think it could definitely work in today's NBA.
Yeah, but I think you got to market it right, and I think you got to have something to work with.
There is nothing inside that I'm looking at that's inside there, but there are a couple of bars that are within 5 miles. So that does not really help.
Well, I think if they did this, it would be something different. Like they'd build.
Well, like I said, they're going into a new arena next year that's going to be state of the art. So then now, this may be a lot more cool in terms of something to do or a different option, as Green Bay was already scored here now. Oh, boy.
First play from scrimmage, Seattle fumbled.
Yeah.
The very first handoff. That was fantastic.
Yeah. I try to pick up Green Bay's defense because Jacksonville's defense is shitty right now. And I don't think I got him in time.
But, yeah, I think Golden State, maybe Staples Center for the Lakers.
Yeah, and then probably like, New York, Knicks or something. They're not good.
They're not good. But if they were good, you're right.
It's got to be some kind of thing like that. It almost sounds like something that a Canadian team would do. Like just,
Toronto. In the hockey playoffs and even for the Raptors in basketball, they have huge viewing parties up there on the screens outside the arena. It could work. It's just got to be done correctly.
There's a place called Levy Restaurants that is inside, and it has incredibly diverse menu of food, beverage options with something for everyone. Whether it's your award-winning cuisine, quality presentation, genuine hospitality, or attention to every detail, our goal is to make sure your dining experience is a winning one.
$200.
$200. Yep.
Oh, I want to pull up. I don't know. It'd take a little bit for me. You'd have to know quite a bit more before you started shelling out $200.
I'm looking at the concourse map that they have, and there's not a lot of spots. There's a Crown Royal Club.
Oh, there you go. Maybe that's got some.
A Stella Club.
Yeah, and I'm kind of doing the same thing here, looking on the phone.
No, I don't.
Yeah, because I'm thinking a club that Vince might like will be quite a bit different than what Matt Geffrey would like. I'm not 100% certain on that, but hey.
I've been to a lot of clubs. I love
Bemidji?
them all. Well, I love going to the city's clubs. Or Sioux Falls clubs. Those are way better. Right. You know what are fun to go to? Drag shows.
That's what I hear. St. Cloud has dang good ones.
Awesome. The one in the I went to Sioux Falls are awesome. They are so good.
There's a fantastic one that the red carpet puts on or something like that. The red carpet night.
I know where that's it.
Yeah, down in St. Cloud, and I don't know, man. I haven't.
They're fun. They're fun to go to.
I'm not allowed downtown anyway because I'm 38 years old.
Well, I'm 32. I shouldn't be doing that kind of stuff too.
You're still allowed.
Here's a mistake I almost had. Close to 10 years ago.
It's one time at band camp.
Almost. It almost was this one time a band camp type story. Almost. So I was drinking, and I was at a drag show, and I was getting pretty intoxicated, and there's a lady named Peacock playing a Peacock song. Playing a Peacock song, and pretty sure if I was more hammered, things would have happened.
Yeah?
That's how bad it was.
It's got to be pretty hammered.
I was pretty hammered, and I'm happy I kept my composure.
Nice. Well, so you're going to tell us anyway.
So is that who you would take to the Golden State Club?
Yeah.
Watch this game?
Hello, Miss Peacock. Or Mr. Peacock.
Peacock, whatever you want to call. Whatever you want to call yourself right now. Yeah, that would have been bad news bears.
And it's just like the production value for those are phenomenal from what I've been told
they're
from
pretty
some coworkers. So I'm not trying to convince myself to just go randomly into St. Cloud drag show or anything, but hey, I'm not against it. I'm not against it. Just have to be, buddies would have to be like, let's fucking go, and I'd be like, all right.
So I just posted a photo on our Facebook page. To go to one thing to another thing. More attention one way, the other attention the other way. I posted on our Facebook page, Beer Belly Sports, when you want Trump to build a wall, but then you remember that the wall killed Dale Earnhardt.
What the heck? Why so angry? Why would you do that?
That's funny. I mean, that's funny for
Dale Earnhardt's dead. There's nothing funny about the Intimidator being dead.
That happened on
Valentine's Day.
You have upset Justin, my man.
He's dead.
Okay. He's dead. How dare you? I watched that when that happened.
I'm sorry. I was watching a video here on this new Warriors arena, which looks
pretty nice.
Yeah,
I'm
phenomenal.
sure you win that many championships, you're going to win again this year. You're going to
what?
Well, and also that very liberal cities there. So I was actually surprised they were actually able to get a package together for this new arena. I mean, the 49ers had to go down to Santa Clara, which is about 40 miles south of San Francisco to play.
Well, someone's winning championships and the other one isn't.
Well, that is very true. Very true.
I got to find these will work. Let's play our game. Our game is going to be, you're going to be a salesman. Each one of us are going to give we don't have a lot of time, so we'll do one item. We're going to work our way around the table. I'll go first, so one of you guys can give me anything. What random little thing?
Give you anything. Here, take it.
Thanks, Daddy.
What is going on here?
Again, this is what we did last week.
Yeah, belly.
Hey.
Oh boy. All right. Hey, do the laptop. Sell that laptop.
Sell a laptop? Okay. You got to do your best impression, like you're doing like a late night thing for it.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Vince Wright.
Yeah.
Sports governor. Thank you for joining us here on WBL. W-Balls.
Almost WBLZ. WBLZ. Don't let me in that thing again.
Right. Anyway.
Here, I even got music for you, and it's going to be a random. So you got to go off what the music is. It could be a high tempo. It could be low.
Is Geoffrey selling the laptop or is Vince?
I'm selling the laptop.
Oh, okay. I want to know who I'm buying it from.
Okay. Well, me. So
okay.
Good luck.
Yeah.
Hey.
You pay me $10 and I'll take it.
You pay me $10 So you'd pay me $10 to suck his toes? Or suck my toes?
Oh,
what?
Man.
All right. I think I got what I need. 3, 2, 1. Oops, I got to get music up. Are you looking for a brand new laptop? This HP beautiful black laptop is for you. It has 1,000 gigahertz of speed, 1 billion terabytes of memory. Whatever you need, this computer can do it all. It can enhance your audio. It can lightning fast browser speeds of whatever you may be watching. It could be dirty. It could not be dirty. You could be watching Pornhub and then quickly go over to your YouTube page to find stuff for your kids. Anything can happen on this HP laptop. Get it now today at stores, at any local stores. that you need to buy electronics from. That is HP Laptop. Black, blue, purple, gold, sparkles, you name it. HP Laptop. So yeah, just little things like that.
All right.
Alrighty then. Okay.
I feel I'm going to be very bad at this.
Don't worry, you won't be bad like James was. Actually, James was really good, but he had no. I mean, his imagination was really good, but
he just couldn't.
He didn't have that delivery, but his imagination was really good. So, I'm going to give one to the Boss Hoss.
The big Boss Hoss. So my turn, huh?
Any impression you want to do, anything, whatever you come to mind. Let me give you something. Light switch. The thing, the flicker.
Wow.
That's what you're going to have to sell.
I'm selling a light switch.
Yep. All right. And I got the music. Whenever you're ready, so I give you a little time to think about what you want to say, what you want to do.
I have no clue what I'm missing.
Winging it. Gotcha. Whenever you're ready. You tell me when.
Let's do it. And this is Justin Ekstrom coming to you from the Space Zone. That is right, the Space Zone, where we sell you anything lights and non-lights, anything like that. If you have lights that don't turn on and you need them to turn on, we can have them turn on with this light switch. It's a beautiful light switch. It goes up, down, sideways. It goes inside, outside, upwards, downwards. You want the light on? It'll turn it on. You want the light off? It'll turn it off. Sure to be found at any retailers near you. Make sure you ask for the light switch.
That's
the light switch.
That's
The
not
light
bad.
switch.
The switch.
The light switch.
I thought you were gonna go like the dimmer, the clap on.
I kind of spaced because once the grunge music kicked in, I was like,
Lost all train of thought.
What am I gonna do?
Yeah, I love how you went to like your northern Minnesota accent as well too. Don't you need that light switch? Hey,
Yeah, you need it. You need it. You're out
you
here.
want a lutefisk?
What? Tapioca pudding.
It's funny.
Goodness. I'm excited for Vince here.
Oh
boy.
All right. I literally hit shuffle, so I don't know what you're going to be getting.
Light switch.
Your turn. You think of something.
Oh, man. So, sell me this lint roller.
Oh, shit.
Here you go.
Well, I don't actually need the lint roller with all the lint on here, so I'm just going to slide that back over to JE over there.
It looks good.
Good weight balance.
I'm so excited for when the song kicks in. Please be podunk. I want some twangy podunk song, please.
Blame it on my roots.
I got some Garth. Atta boy. All right. Whenever you're ready.
Go right ahead, I guess. What up, everybody? It's Vince Wright, the sports governor from the great state of Minnesota. And let me tell you something. When I got lint on my pants, on my jacket, on my hands, and wherever it is, let me tell you something. The black and white lint roller is the way to go. This thing rolls over me like your wife used to.
Nice.
This thing rolls over me like you want your girls to. Woo! Let me tell you something, man. All you got to do is take your hand, get it nice and hard, and just get it going up and down your leg, up and down your chest. You know what I'm talking about. It's the lint roller. So for all you ladies out there looking for that special holiday gift, this is it. Let me tell you. Let's roll some lint, ladies. The black and white lint roller from the Gov Vince Wright.
My God, that was fantastic.
That was
I
really...
want this lint roller all of a sudden. I'm like, yes, lint roller.
I can get ladies with this.
Get ladies with this. Man, wow. I think lint roller should actually be a euphemism for something else now. Like, you had like that.
Hey, baby.
Lint liquor.
Go home and say it. Give me a little lint roller.
A little lint liquor.
You lint liquor.
Lint liquor. You cootie queen. Give me some of that lint rolling.
Good reference.
God,
right
very,
there.
very good.
Thank you.
I think next time we do that, we're gonna play as a game, and then we're all going to vote. I mean, obviously, you can't vote on yourself,
right?
But see who's gonna, who's the best salesman. I think next time we'll do that as a game.
Well, I think that one goes hands down to Vince.
You want to go Vince on that one?
Well
let's just give it to him.
Yeah, let's give it to him.
Vince, you're now 1-1.
Hey.
You're now batting a 500 average, so look at that.
Ooh, instant Hall of Famer.
Is that better than Ted Williams?
Yeah.
Justin, so are you?
Nice.
Welcome
to the HOF, man.
First round Hall of Famer.
Hey.
I'm now 11 and 25 and 2. So I'm just like the Minnesota Twins, just shitty.
Work to do.
Work in
progress. Work in progress.
Yeah, that's what they say too. So let's play some The End of Layla, which always means it is the unfortunate time to go. I mean, we could always do it more.
No, we're okay here. I think we've derailed enough for this one.
But that's what makes this podcast interesting.
Beer Belly Sports.
Make sure to find us on Facebook. That is Beer Belly Sports. It's the one with less likes. I'm also working on the background of it right now. I got your sexy photo. I did use yours.
I can't wait to see this.
And I'm just deciding on the background I want to use. So that's the thing where I'm hung up on.
You should go roll some lint.
Go roll some lint out there. You big lint licker.
All you ladies out there.
Roll some lint.
Make sure you get your man home tonight and you just take that lint roller and
do it. Do it. Just do it.
Roll it up and down.
He will thank you.
Yeah,
he probably
more than once.
Yeah, more than once. I mean, you go up and down on him more than once.
Yeah, you got to.
you got to. All right. Like I said, Beer Belly Sports on Facebook. Like us. Follow us on Twitter at BBS_podcast. You can follow me on Twitter as well too at He's Not That Good. What are your boys?
You can follow me, Vince Wright, the sports governor, at the Big Smooth One. That's the number one after the Big Smooth.
Now you can follow Justin Ekstrom at the Sports Crib 21. At the Sports Crib number 21.
Ooh, sexy.
So all of a sudden we're in this sexy movie.
We are. Someone's gonna have sex tonight, and it won't be me.
I definitely
with a girl.
With a girl. Good reference. All right, we'll be back next week, same time, same place, same local channel. Boys, last things to say.
Hey, happy Thanksgiving, by the way, guys.
Yeah.
I'm enjoying doing this new venture with both of you. It's a lot of fun. And let's just keep it rolling. And to everybody out there listening to us, have a great holiday weekend and eat well and be thankful.
Travel safe.
Travel safe, that's for sure. Let's not do a show next week.
Okay.
Because it's a holiday weekend.
Right.
Sounds good to me.
Let's do that. So no show next weekend during the holiday Thanksgiving weekend. So be smart, be safe, use your brain. Don't burn down your house with trying to boil a goddamn turkey. Let's use our brains.
Yeah.
So that's it. Thanks to the writers, producers, on-site engineer, known as me. We'll see you back in 2 weeks. Otherwise, bye.
We'll try to do things better than that.
Bye. Have a good weekend.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good night, Minnesota!
Nice. This is fun.
This is fun. This was fun.
Good, wholesome fun.
Are you ready for the end of the world?
Sure, it couldn't be worse than this show.